most of us as men really do need to feel physically attracted to our partner, because that is what drives the sexual chemistry of the relationship, especially for yo, 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 friends and family, you don't know, it's your man, Darren, Salmon, coming at you again with another episode of the worst relationship advice ever. You definitely should not listen to me because it's bare rubbish me at chat, and this is gonna be the final episode of season 2.
What?
Yo, thank you so much to all of you who have been watching so far. I really hope that you have found it insightful. I know it's bare foolishness are talking, right? But there might be a little sense to it. And I'm hoping that you're able to pick out the sense from it. Yeah? I don't know if you remember from the previous season 1, where I spoke about the 5 relational ingredients for a happy and healthy relationship. You remember when I did that? Well, for this episode, I'm going to be adding an additional ingredient. Yeah, as I said to you guys, I am on the journey with you. I am on the journey and learning as I go along. And so I'm gonna now include this ingredient that has become very apparent to me in recent times. Yeah. And that is attraction. Yeah. It was actually said by Abigail, I believe, when we did the Vox Pop episode, where she said that attraction is a part of the foundational ingredients for her. And I'm now coming into agreement with her to say, yeah, man, for real, attraction is very important. Now, attraction is multifaceted. It's not just physical, like what we see, what we hear, what we smell. There's also a psychological aspect, being attracted to how a person think, right? There's also an emotional aspect, being attracted to how a person makes us feel, right? And so when you are entering into a relationship, or in a relationship with somebody, ideally you want to be spiritually attracted to them, meaning you're attracted to their relationship with God. You want to be physically attracted to them. You want to love what you see. Like when you see them, you get heart eyes, and your heart starts to beat a little faster, and your mouth starts to water at just the sight of them, the smell of them, the sound of their voice. You want to be physically attracted to your partner. You want to be emotionally attracted to your partner. And that's all about how, they make you feel. Like a lot of people talk about how they meet somebody and it feels as if they've known them their entire life. Like when we talk, the conversation just flows so freely, so smoothly. It all just goes so well between us. And that, taps in to that emotional aspect of us. We also want to be, mentally attracted to our partner, how they think, how they reason, what they envision for the future, for themselves, for their family, how they go about resolving conflict, how they go about resolving issues with work or with their, current personal lives. How we think can also be what attracts us to each other. Oftentimes you've heard that opposites attract. Yeah. And that may be true, but I'm of the mindset or of the persuasion that while opposites can attract, they're not necessarily good for a long-term relationship. I mean, I tell you, can you imagine Lurch from the Addams Family, being married to, someone who is like super clean and super neat and super organized? Can you imagine that? They may be attracted to each other for some strange reason, but living together full time would probably not, work out very well. I actually saw an episode of Addams Family once where Lurch wiped his hand on the railing and it was too clean, so he spread dust in the house to make the place more dusty. That was crazy. But yeah, attraction is very important. I know for me, it's super important, because what I don't want to do is become more physically attracted to another woman who is not my partner. I don't think that's fair to her. And I don't think I'm being fair to myself either. You know? Now, different people have different perspectives on this. For people who, for them, attraction is not that important, it could be fine for them to be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't necessarily meet that standard for them, but they meet all the other standards, right? So they may have the unconditional love, they may have that genuine friendship, but they may be able to foster intimacy easily. And those things are good enough for them to consider a long-term relationship with this person because they're attractive, mentally, emotionally, and possibly spiritually as well, even though they're not attractive on the physical basis. But different strokes for different folks. That doesn't really happen or work for everybody. Most of us as men really do need to feel physically attracted to our partner because that is what drives the sexual chemistry of the relationship, especially from our perspective. And so to be in relationship with a woman who I am not physically attracted to is pretty hard because there are going to be times when we're not getting along. There are going to be times when she's getting on my nerves and I'm feeling offended, I'm feeling hurt. And God forbid, a more attractive woman shows me attention. Then the temptation to cheat is going to arise. It's going to arise. And I don't believe my partner deserves that. Yeah. So, and I'm not saying that the temptation can't arise if I am with somebody who is attractive. Yeah, that is still also very possible. Right? But from where I stand now, the mental disposition that I have now, especially with regards to cheating, where I know more than mostly I'm definitely not going to do it again. I'm definitely not going down that road again. I do want to feel very content in my relationship with my partner. And so my partner being physically alluring to me is important for me. And I believe it's important for most other people out there. I'm not going to say for everybody. I know of many people who are with people who they don't necessarily feel physically attracted to. Then now when it comes down to physical attraction, it's a thing that changes. Yeah. It changes over time. As you might marry a sexy, beautiful woman now, and then she gets pregnant and puts on the baby weight, and then the baby weight is difficult to get off, especially if she did not have a routine of exercise and proper dieting before getting pregnant. To get into that routine after having the baby would probably be pretty difficult, pretty challenging. And so we as men are oftentimes forced to accept our women in all frames and shapes and sizes that they may come. I've seen the transformation of many women over the years of marriage, from being very slim and in their earlier stages to now becoming a more fulsome size in the latter years. But their husbands love them all the same. And that's just awesome. No, not all men are like that. Some men are going to put pressure on their wives to lose the baby weight and to bounce back from all the carbs and all the cravings that they had during their pregnancy. And that is definitely important for some men. And I would definitely want to encourage you to have that discussion with your partner before getting married. Have that discussion around weight. We all understand that attraction, it fades over time, and so we don't want to necessarily put too much emphasis on attraction when it comes down to choosing a mate. But here I am telling you that it should be a part of the foundational ingredients, number 6, because of just how I feel about it. For me personally, I believe that my wife should continue to get what she married. So if she married an athletic and attractive young man, I believe she should be married to an athletic and attractive 60-year-old, you know? And I'm hoping that the woman I marry has the same mindset. That if she is bringing an attractive and beautiful woman to me, no, that she would seek to maintain that throughout the seasons of life, because it does matter to me, and I hope it matters to her as well. Yeah? So your friends and family, that is it for this episode on attraction. Be attracted to your spouse and make sure you are attractive to your spouse. Yeah? We are taking a break. I have some personal matters to deal with, some reflections to do, some growth to do, work to do outside of the podcast. And so you won't be seeing me for the next couple of weeks, but I will be back for season 3, So you can go back, watch all the old videos, catch up on all the information, comment down below, subscribe, like, and definitely share with your friends and family if you find this information enlightening. If you think that my perspective makes sense. I think I'm right, but I may be wrong, and I'm okay with that. Blessings to you and your family. Enough love and respect. Later.